I don't want to talk about my sculpture.
Oh, no, they're cool.
They're alright.
Okay, so let's talk about whatever.
You let me know when we're starting.
Sorry.
Do you have a question for me?
What made you do these things? Were these for classes or something? Class projects?
Each of the pieces that I have exhibited here,
Hold on.
each of the pieces that I have exhibited today are mainly projects from classes. I'm mostly a illustration student. I want to as much as I can learn the craft, drawing, illustration. But you know, the great thing about the curriculum here is the chance to explore different styles of art, such as sculpture, printmaking, photography, and painting as well. I hope to get into painting soon. But the first time I got to do a couple of sculptures last semester was really a lot of fun, and it was just nice learning how to actually create something made out of clay. And you know, I kept them.
Hold on. Sorry about that.
But you know, the other ones, I guess, is I'm just really fascinated by you know, drawing and illustration because you know, they're just lines on paper, yet they make something. It's it just boggles my mind how it happens. So, you know, I like to learn, I like to explore it, and just see what happens. You know, each of these is a representational drawing. And,
So, what were these two practice drawings from classes, though?
not really practice. I mean, you know, they were observational drawings, and you know, they're different practice. This is completely made up of actually just a sheet, a mannequin's head, and a duck. And the other one, of course, is just the 3 items, and I just wanted to you know, pick an interesting viewpoint perspective. What would get all 3 objects and make it look interesting? It was quite difficult, but I kind of feel happy when I see something finished and I'm like, wow, I did that. That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Because these were the 2 ones you told me that you wanted to be shown because you thought they were finished compared to like some of the other ones.
Yeah. There's my biggest problem is you know, not being complete. You know, having like a whole like, you know, like we are done instead of being we're in progress. You know, we're so we're iffy. You know, these guys are they're about as done as I could get them done. They could probably do more, but
And
it'll take more learning.
what type of paint did you use for this? What is this paint?
That's ink.
Oh, it's ink.
Yeah, that's what they called an ink drum. Like, you know, it's darker up front and lighter in the back, and it was like a view out the window. And I tried to get it as best I can. Just trees just forever plague me. So I mean, it's a good way to do it. You know, like for me, I can't do it like with like a thin dot. I have to do it with something that spreads at least. As far as I can think, it's just a lot of stuff. A lot of detail. Sometimes it just drives me crazy.
Especially with
I
the
have
shadows.
no patience.
Especially with the shadows, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's it?
But a little patience goes a long way, and I think that I need to learn that most of all. I think that's like the greatest thing I got out of the classes was learning to take my time and be patient.
Well, what do you think about the gallery compared to past art group exhibits? That's my question.
It's a different venue.
But I mean the items themselves.
Oh no, I mean, I like the fact that there's more people that I don't know, and you know.
Because compared to the other ones were most like comic book exhibit where most of them were just based on, you know, like
Well,
superheroes.
it's what we got and
Yeah.
what we do most of the time. You know, it's because I don't know what the there's something there to it. I mean, a lot of people have been trying to figure it out and get to the whole core of the matter. You know, I mean, it used to be just a frivolous kids thing, you know, but there's something important there that we have to think about. But in the meantime, before, you know, while it's making its way to try and become a valid art form or whatever, you know, we have all these other great pieces, and you put anything in front of me and I'll love it.
Okay, let's go. Thanks.
How you doing? My name is Timur, and today I'd like to tell you about my sculpture, which I call Progression, Chaos, and Management. Make sure you zoom in really good from all the angles. Okay. Okay. So basically, the construction of the sculpture is metal junk collected from junkyard, trash bales, so on and so forth. So that'd be these things, these pipes. These are trash pipes, right here. And the rest that fills in the emptiness are these rods, medium thickness and thin thickness, right? So that's what it's made of, basically. It started out though as an experiment to see, what could be done with metal rods, how far I could take them to make maybe a metallic collage, sculpture type of thing. But then I liked the idea so much of creating from cluster a complex concept that I just decided to fill in the whole base, which is basically this kind of a half circle type of thing. I just tried to fill everything with vertical, horizontal, and maybe even sometimes diagonal lines, rods.
So what did you use to paint the texture? Because it looks very, kind of like a worn out piece of metal equipment.
That's a good question. The thing is, I didn't use anything. The texture came in naturally because when you put enough flame onto metal, it starts to get like really dark and it starts to chip. So it gives it like a very worn out type of a finish. Also, I did expose it to a bit of weathering, so I put some water on it so it got rusty a little bit to give it more of a kind of a worn out type of a feel. But speaking about the theme, the sculpture is about a complex system. It could be any complex system. It could be a government body, could be a society, could be a business body or entity. And how much chaos can be experienced from these kinds of like red tape or complexities. So, and eventually how it can maybe subdue an individual, how the systems are all about the system, not about the individual, isn't it? And they're just the cogs. And as with all complex systems, they tend to eventually break down or fail in some way because they're very rigid. So this is just a lot of chaos. I mean, this sculpture is just a lot of chaos. There is no sense to it. You can't find the end, you can't find the beginning, you can't find the center, but you can get a feeling that it's all connected. And if one thing fails, another thing may fail, and we start a chain reaction. So that is the main point.
So is this a sketch?
Yeah, that's a sketch. That's a concept sketch for my metal sculpture. I decided to do a concept sketch to get a better idea of what I'm doing. I did this midway through constructing the metal sculpture. It's not yet finished, but it's fairly close to completion. I mean, I gotta clean it up a little bit, focus on areas where I would want to put more rust, and maybe even polish to get the clean steel type of a look in some areas, to make highlights.
So what do you think about the rest of the exhibit?
I haven't looked at it yet, but I can see it's really great. Like this collection over here, that is awesome. That is something I may have done myself, but I can see it's also really time consuming. And I mean, really, focus on my art is I want to, in case ideas show ideas through spontaneity. Yeah. So this involves a lot of work and pencil work. I'd just rather take ink and just splash it on paper, do things with it, knowing that I can't take it back because it's ink. So